quoting your man to start the show. You should love it.
How do you know what he said? You follow no one. So how do you
saw
know?
it.
You saw it where?
I can't help it.
You know what? You're a hater, Skip.
No, I'm not. I'm a lover.
No, you ain't no lover. You hate.
There is only one place to start today, and that is with LeBron. He needed just 13 points last night to pass Michael Jordan for 4th place on the all-time scoring list. He even thanked MJ on his shoes, and then in the second quarter, LeBron got a layup to officially pass Jordan. The Lakers went on to lose to the Nuggets and basically out of the playoff hunt. But the night still belonged to LeBron. Take a listen to the King on passing MJ.
A lot of stuff that I've done in my career. This ranks right up there at the top. We're winning a championship. For a kid from Akron, Ohio, that needed inspiration and needed some type of positive influence, MJ was that guy for me. And I watched him from afar. Wanted to be like MJ. Wanted to shoot fadeaways like MJ. Wanted to stick my tongue out on dunks like MJ. Wanted to wear my sneakers like MJ. I wanted kids to look up to me at some point like MJ, and it's crazy, to be honest. It's beyond crazy.
Okay, Shannon, what was your takeaway from last night?
All of what he said, Skip Bayless, check. Be looked to be revered like MJ, check. Shoot a fadeaway like MJ, check. Now, he don't stick his tongue out on dunks like MJ.
No.
But everything else, check, check, check. For me, Skip Bayless, I will remember last night that LeBron James passed Michael Jordan, his idol, and a lot of current players and a lot of people's idol, as the 4th all-time leading scorer in NBA history. And I think 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now, no one will remember that the Nuggets crushed the Lakers in this ball game.
Yep.
But everybody will remember where they were when LeBron James passed Michael Jeffrey Jordan as the 4th leading scorer. But unfortunately, he doesn't stop there. We're going to talk about this a little later. He on that ride, Skip.
Is he?
Yeah. He headed on up. Leave, you know who.
Kobe's next.
Leave you know who in the D-U-S-T.
Like MJ in the D-U-S-T?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Kick it up in his face. Whoop, whoop. Kick it up in his face.
Moving on.
Go on by this business, Skip Bayless. Look, it just goes to show you just how consistently great this young man has been since he's arrived in the NBA. 11 consecutive first-team All-NBA, 12 overall, and he's a 27.1 career average scorer. He's top 5 in scoring, top 10 in assists, and in a couple of years he's going to be top 5 in assists. Skip, look. He's been rewarded. He's been very fortunate. Prior to this year, he had really never suffered a significant injury that forced him to miss a significant amount of time. But the game itself, it showed, Skip. It looked like there were a bunch of guys, 3 of the guys that played heavy minutes last night were in the G League the better part of this year. And that's what LeBron tried to beat the Nuggets were, and they played as well as they could. But when you get crushed, the Nuggets are a very good rebounding team, especially on the offensive end.
Yep.
They beat the Lakers overall in rebounding by 14. Cashed them in 18 offensive rebound, 24 second chance points. And Skip, when you do that, and even as bad as the Lakers played with the undermanned unit that they had, Skip, early in the fourth quarter, they had a chance to tie the ball game. LeBron had Josh Hart on a wide open, boom, it's tie ball game. He misses that, they go down, Gary Harris, boom, 3. Now, instead of being tied, they're down 5. And then Gary Harris come right back down again, boom, 3. And so what should have been a tie ball game, all of a sudden is an 8-point game, timeout, and the Nuggets never look back. And this is where we are. It has been a very, very disappointing season for everybody involved with the Lakers. LeBron never, ever imagined this season would turn out the way it has, but this is what it is. But there have been some historical milestones that LeBron James has been able to accomplish. And maybe that's the consolation prize for this season. But this season has been a disaster, but LeBron James has been been very good. I'm not going to say great because there are some times that I think he could have affected the outcome or impacted the game a lot better than what he did. But got no complaints from me from what I saw last night.
I am shocked by that assessment of last night by Shannon Sharpe. That was humble. That was shockingly objective. That had perspective to it. That had a certain grace to it. As opposed to what I saw from your man on the court last night. Because I will be the first to admit. By the way, Jenny, I did. Do you remember my score prediction?
Yeah.
It was I predicted 115 to 95. You know, sue me. I missed it by 4 points because it was 115 to 99. But
I wasn't going to bring it up. Sorry.
Okay.
Shannon, but yeah, he was on.
Anyway, thank you. Now, back to your man. Honestly, from my heart, I tried to get into last night because I do believe there's a side of LeBron who obviously idolized Mike. And he looked up to Mike and he was inspired to do this and that and all the things that you just listed by Mike. So I'm trying to get into it. And I'm trying to go with the flow of the night because there was a tinge of sadness to it because of what's happened to the Lakers, obviously. But still, it is an achievement to pass Michael Jeffrey Jordan on the scoring list. And then I saw your man's shoes. And then I read what he had, I think, handwritten, unless he had somebody write it for him.
He write his own stuff.
He probably does.
He
and
does.
he writes left-handed, which is a big
Because
part
he's left-handed.
I know. He's ambidextrous, which is a big part of his game. And by the way, I try to get into the whole mood of he's more of a pass-first basketball player, which I always tell you, he's still the best point guard in basketball, and he's still the best passer in basketball. He's also still the greatest attacker of the basket I have ever seen at 6'9", 200 and whatever he weighs, 270, 280 maybe.
No.
270. Let's give him 270.
Okay.
60.
Ambidextrous at the hoop. He can score it either way, and I thought it was fitting that he scored the 2 points with his left hand.
And one.
It was and one, and it was even more fitting that he actually capped off the and one by making the free throw. Because I hate to point out that he missed his first 4 before he passed Jordan. Am I right?
My dogs would jump and skip. I was dang it, LeBron. Dog looking at me like, Dad, what's wrong with you?
LeBrick.
They're worried about you?
And the thing, Skip, they're not even close.
LeBrick.
Yeah.
LeBrick.
Skip, they're not close.
LeBrick. Since he came back from injury, he's shooting 61% from the free throw line. I don't know what happened. He's got the demons going.
He does.
Okay.
As simple as that.
Took a little off. So now we're back to the shoes. And he hand wrote with his left hand in some kind of like magic marker or something. I don't know.
You know he used the Sharpie.
Sharpie, okay.
Sharpie.
Magic marker.
I don't know what it was.
What are we in grade school?
Yeah, in great. Well, he's talking about growing up. You know, he idolized. He might have found a magic marker for all I know. Okay. And what did he do on the side of his shoes? Thank you, MJ23. If he had just left it at that, I would have been so good with it because that would have been such an inspiring message of the night.
Okay, what do you got?
But what did he do at the end of that?
What did he do, Skip?
He
got
drew a crown.
He got a crown.
And so suddenly the message changes from thank you to thank you for inspiring me to be greater than you, to be the king. Right? Crown him. Said LeBron with that message on the side of his shoes. Why would you put the crown on?
God, he the king.
We don't need the crown.
Is he not the king?
So the whole night was spent looking up to Jordan while looking down on him. That's how it came across to me.
No, it didn't.
The whole night was one long humble brag. That's what your man does. It's incredible humble bragging because there is no, what you just provided some perspective, some big picture. And the big picture of this, the perspective I wanted to hear, a little bit of humility from LeBron. It did take 118 more games than Michael Jordan played to pass him. Well, 118, that's a lot of games, man.
But Skip, you still won't mention LeBron James is still 1,240 shots behind him.
And you still won't mention that Michael played in an era in which they did not emphasize even taking three-point shots, not let alone making them. They just didn't care about it.
No.
It was almost like a taboo shot when it first came in, like a joke, a gimmick, a clown shot. Like you don't do that. If the greater you are, the less you're going to shoot that shot. So now LeBron James, he made pretty quick last night. He missed his free throws, but he made those 2 threes, and I'm like, uh-oh, here he comes. And he has now scored 3,399 more points from the three-point line than Michael did in his career. Think of that. That's 3,400 more points because he's attempted 3,204 more threes than Michael attempted. Well, that's a shocking advantage to LeBron to catch and pass him.
But even with that, even with the 3,400 more 3,400 more points and the 2,000 more threes, he's still 1,240 shots behind him.
Okay, but again, Michael was a very good passer. Let's not discount that.
He's 2,000. LeBron is 2,000 assists clear.
Okay, but think about 118 games. That's a lot of games.
Okay, what? I think he averaged what, a little under 6 assists a game.
Okay, so remember, Michael was an 84% free throw shooter, and LeBron is still teetering, but his career average still hovers right at 74. So 10% more free throws. If you do that over time, it's a staggering number of more points that you can make from the free throw line.
Correct.
And I still say LeBron has actually neglected the free throw line because there a lot of times he was afraid to go in there and do what was going to happen, which is have to march to the free throw line and shoot more free throws.
Right.
So to me, I needed to hear some of that perspective last night.
What perspective?
Well, I just told you.
Oh, so you want him to say, you want him to say, you know what? Yeah, I passed Michael, my idol, my hero. I looked up to. He gave me inspiration. But guys, I want y'all to know I did play 117 more games. Guys, I did take 2,000 more threes than him. Really? Is that what you want him to say?
Yeah.
Man,
Perspective. Just say, look, I know that it took me a while to do it, but this was more of a longevity achievement for LeBron. This was more of, I took better care of myself than Michael did. And I'm always going to give you that because Michael did not take great care of himself near the end, even though he worked out hard. He hit the cigars, all the rest. And I think LeBron's starting to go down that path a little bit too much now. If he really wants to pass Kareem, we're going to talk about that.
He going to pass him. I don't want to. He going to happen.
All right. But obviously, LeBron has focused harder on his fitness than even Michael did with the great Tim Grover. They used to have their breakfast club.
Right.
And I'm going back to 98 during the